are back to another morning skate show with the hockey coach guru, Coach Francis Clip on the Sunshine State and Florida. We welcome each one of you. This is March 25th, 2022. It's Friday. It's a fun day, fun show today. We're going to get Mr. Andrew Lepage. He's going to join us about 5 to 10 minutes talking about the Montreal Canadiens game last night. A post game, and then after that, we're going to reviewing the 10 game happening in NHL with all the news about the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, the news around the league with some injuries. And finally, we want to invite you. Don't forget the show tonight at 6 o'clock with Mr. Inartap for the prediction of the game in NHL tonight. And tonight, we are back with the panel. Is going to do another power play show tonight because Sunday night, the Montreal play against the New Jersey Devils, and by the fact is happening that way. We're going to do the show Sunday night to Friday night tonight, so we invite you. What are you going to talk, Coach, tonight? We talk about everything, the playoff situation in the Pacific. The Rays in the Atlantic Division right now is crazy what's going on at that moment. We're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to talk about April. 5 teams. 16 games in April and 29 days. 3 of them are involved in the race for the playoff. What the coach is going to do? What they are out in. Montreal is going to become maybe the first team get knocked out of the playoff this weekend. We'll see what's happening. But again, really great shows going happening tonight from 9 o'clock until 1, Coach. I don't know. We try to finish. One thing we know, we never pass over midnight. So I can't wait to have Mr. Andrew and in our tap, possible Michael DeLanery join us tonight. Talk about the NHL prospect, new change, new ranking for the draft 2022. Nemek Chirecek is getting better and better in the ranking, and a drop, obviously, for Slafkovsky, for Kamel, and Yukov at that moment. So, and Kiki is another one dropping right now for the NHL Draft 2022. All this thing like this going to talk about tonight and the Hockey Nation Show. And we want to thank the 9 new people joined us yesterday. We are at 4157 subscribers. We said to you, thank you to join the family of the Hockey Nation Live Show. And all the supporter as a member of the show, we said to you, thank you also. So, welcome everybody. We have Mr. Peter August back in the house today. Thanks to be a part of the show, Mr. Peter. We always are in a pleasure to have Mr. Peter with us, join us. We have a grateful having him with the Hockey Nation Live Show. We have Mr. Joseph LANHAM. Everything is big in Texas. Is going to be with us this morning. Hopefully, Joseph, you had an amazing, great Friday already. An amazing, great week. The semi-retire of the Texas, Mr. Joseph LANHAM. Directly from Colorado, Vegas Golden Knight, the moderator, collaborator, and insider of the Vegas Golden Knight, Mr. Adam Berger, is in the house. Adam said all about those Vegas Golden Knight. Come back with 6-1 yesterday with TABERNAK score a goal, standing ovation before the game start for Evgeny TABERNAK. Really interesting about that one over there. The show will look into Forsberg / Holden before that. Yes, Adam, but for what we heard this morning from all its friend location, I look about this. From what we heard, like nothing was against Forsberg. It was more like just a bad luck, obviously, for Holden. The check was not intentional. The check was not trying to hurt him. It was just a back foul, everything like that. For what Dober said after the game, I think it was the condition of Odin, or this morning I heard that is getting better and better. We'll be interesting what is going happening for him, but We don't like to have any player in the NHL to get out the ice on stretcher like happening to him yesterday. And I don't see anything happen to Forsberg as about suspension or something like that. For what we heard this morning, I did not see the NHL request him to be on the from the safety suspension about that one over there. But like I mentioned, we wish the best for Mr. Alden. And I don't know what to tell you. Like a lot of surprise yesterday. Everybody said they're gonna be out after the night last night, and everything changed completely. But guess when Dallas make a big step in the race, the St. Louis Blues. I don't know what's going on over there. What about the Tampa Bay? What's going on over there? What about Carolina? What's going on over there? Vancouver found a way to get 1 point yesterday. It's a lot of things happening right now. I don't know what is going on right now in NHL, but a lot of teams struggle where we don't expect. And what about the Boston Bruins? They are in the race to finish second. Unbelievable. And a great performance of David Pastrnak with a hat trick yesterday. Mr. Jose Duarte is in the house directly from New York, upstate. We have Miss Kelly joined us this morning.
Awesome.
And she joined us. Thank you, Miss Kelly. We have Peter August, coach, that on the goaltending injury yesterday. Hockey play with split for Forsberg, not allow. Peter, like I mentioned about that Forsberg situation. If you check again, you're going to see not intentional or the intention to hurt the player was not this. It's obviously happens sometimes. We don't like it, like I mentioned, and I don't see that one with them. Mr. Stratsik, welcome back. Kulak and Brassard bring some depth inside the team, honestly, Stratsik for the Oilers. And again, the Oilers, I believe, like Toronto, I could be wrong here. When the goaltender perform, that team can win. When they struggle with the performer of the goaltender, they go struggle a little bit more. Of course, yeah, coach, everybody. It's more could happen more for the Oilers and the Leaf, I believe, at that moment. But again, they find a way to win yesterday. 2 points for them to stay in the race. And with the loss of 1 point for the Kings yesterday, that helping them to stay right there in the top 3. Run with Kings 20, welcome back from Utah. Everybody said, hello. Did anybody notice ESPN out the commercials during the Dallas penalty shot? Yep. I saw that, Joseph, yesterday on the Twitter this morning about the fact, like, for some reason, I feel sad for that part, right? They have so much a great week. ESPN covered very well the trade deadline this week, where it was really recognized around the NHL, the fans, the way they did that. It's always been TSN, Sportnet. I really covered the trade deadline, but ESPN with Kevin Weeks make a huge impact with all the first, players get traded, everything like that. But see last night, Dallas Star go in the breakaway, have a commercial, come back, he have a goal. Was very strange about that. I'm happy that they came out with 1 point last night. What about Mr. Durzy last night, Ron? The rookie Durzy had 1 goal and 1 assist on power play, 1 assist on even strength, and 1 assist on PK. So, Reggae about that one. Ready tomorrow night, coach? Yep, I'm ready for that one. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Toronto Maple Leafs play the Montreal Canadiens, where Toronto cannot lose that game if they want to stay in the race over there, where the pressure is going to be all over the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow night. 21, but he should have been Peter August, he should have been eliminated in the game. He did nothing with it. That was disappointed. And we have to welcome back directly from Nova Scotia. Ladies and gentlemen, he's ready to rock and roll about the Montreal Canadiens game last night. We welcome with standing ovation around the world, and Mr. Andrew Lepage in the house this morning.
How's it going, Coach? How's everybody doing?
Doing well. Cloudy today, but we hit the 85 Fahrenheit, so we are ready for this hot, humid spring in Florida. So we can wait to see that. Of course, Mr. Andrew, last night, the Montreal Canadiens play again the powerhouse offensive machine, the Florida Panthers, by a score of 4-3. They lost last night. I would like to hear a bit your comments about the game between the Cats and the Habs.
Good game. We knew we were in with one of the best teams in the league, so it was a good measuring position to see where we stood against those elite teams. We did quite well, to tell you the truth. Yes, we were, we had some definitely some usual defensive flaws, and I felt so bad to see Schumann lose his edge, and that goal really kind of was one of the turning points. I hate to say it. Allen played fantastic as usual. Anderson, boy, he's got to start getting a little more responsible. He's been taking a lot of offensive penalties of late. They got to get that under control, and I could see that. And Martin St. Louis is not too happy with guys taking penalties, in the offensive zone. You'd rather see a guy do that in your own end. You understand it if he's going to stop a play from happening. But he's taking a lot of penalties of late in the offensive zone. But overall, Pitlick played great. I think he should have dropped the pass to Romanov when that pad got stuck out. I think he just had to look a little closer and see that he wasn't going to get it from his position. So, but overall, and the other Pitlick didn't look too bad for having to just jump in after not playing for so long. Evans was just fantastic, no doubt about it. Caulfield and Suzuki looked all right at moments. Looked a little nervous, though. There were times they had beautiful chances where they just entirely missed. I don't know if that was nerves or anything, but a great game overall. At least we fought back once again. The only difference I see is Marty's starting to have that look on his face of now is it a change where he's now expecting a little better from them? And that's what I kind of see now.
First of all, we welcome Mr. Igor Pereira, Brasilia, the Brazil. Welcome aboard about that. We have Mr. Renault back in the house. Mr. Renault.
Welcome, Renault.
And we Mr. Jacob. Welcome back in the house this morning, Mr. Jacob. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. And that'd be great to hear each one of you. We're going to go back with a question. It's a strange game yesterday. The score don't show what happening, honestly. First of all, a lot of penalties, 11 power play, both team, 1-6 Florida, 1-5 Montreal Canadiens. Secondly, the momentum, it was break part of Montreal Canadiens in the first period. With 3 penalty back to back. They lost the momentum. They lost 6 minutes on the penalty box. They don't give any goal, but the show was 15-6 after the first period. Strange game. Start with 8-second penalty for Florida. 5 seconds later, we score at 36 seconds, I believe, or 34 seconds or something like that. Suzuki score. And then we have a pick-up, a face-off. And then they score. They tie the game 1-1. And then I want to bring to you here, because our best friend, Muppet, we know Muppet. All right, don't forget, guys, to watch my video about the Bulls game, Montreal Canadiens. And it's live now. You can watching this video. I will talk a little bit more about this, but here's what I'm talking about here. Mr. Andrew right here. I try to get here. All right.
Yeah.
This is the situation. We have a face-off right there at the blue line. And the puck go behind. We go to the defenseman, pass to the Giroux over there. All right. Now, Dvorak, it was checking Giroux. And then we have Petrie in front of the bench. And we have Edmondson right now. Here's the problem, is the Petrie at the face-off, I know where he's going. He tried to get a cap control with the winger. I think it's Verhey over there. But he had no reason to get there. He need to be sure what's going on in front of him. He's commit himself, and he let Barkov go between both defensemen. Now he said, yes, Edmondson, why he's going there? Of course, Edmondson would be better if he was still at the blue line right there. But the big commitment, it was by Jeff Petrie right there.
Yeah.
If Jeff Petrie stay at the Coca-Cola right now, right? Is in front of Markov, you no go.
Exactly.
You no go. It's just the details of the game. When you study the game, you look about, okay, what happening? You said, we have Dvorak should follow Dvorak. Dvorak should follow Barkov. Not necessary. Because if you have two players in front of you as a winger, you follow the support. Now, it's completely Petrie and Manson miss on that one. More Petrie on that one. And that's turn around.
Yep.
That's change the game, but make completely a different game right away. You have the just score a game. You know, you bring the people in the crowd is follow everything like that, and that's changed completely at that moment. I believe on the Petrie situation. So I just want to sharing with you what happening about that. We'll be back here, but that's a big step over there. I don't know what happened. I don't know Petrie right now he's hurt, but he played only 13 minutes last night.
Well, it's possible for sure, but I mean, this has been showing up quite periodically. I know you look at the last 4 or 5 games, he makes a bonehead play, so he does that quite repetitiously. He's not sure of himself. I don't know if he's not as good at reading plays as he should be, but he definitely gets a little, I don't know, overconfident or nonchalant.
Lower body. What I heard now is lower body he got.
Yep. Yeah, that could be. But I mean, yes, he definitely was responsible for that again, because he's been doing that in just about in every game. He lets up a big play like that. But I was surprised because Allen didn't have quite the right position on that shot. So that was a little weaker for Allen. Still had a great game, but that was a little weaker. I thought he should have had that.
I think I have an amazing, great win again. A great game yesterday. The save he make on the back door against Verhey with a glove over there. The breakaway against Marchand over there. He stopped 38 of the 42 shot yesterday. Again, .904, 5 I believe with 3. Great over there. But again, I'm shaky about Schoenemann. Turn around the puck. Lost his edge around the corner, around the net. Gave away the puck. Marchand scored on that one over there at the beginning of the second period. Again, it's a Schoenemann we don't recognize for me for the last 2 games. He's really struggled on the defensive zone. Gave away a lot of puck over there. Whiteman have a good game over me. But I'll be honest with you, Romanoff right now is maybe play his best hockey since he was in Montreal Canadiens for the last 5-6 games. Under Martin St. Louis is looking good. Dvorak slowly is starting to get another point last night. Dvorak under Martin St. Louis is going to be great. Just let's let him to play hockey. You're going to find a Dvorak very, very different over there about that over there. I don't like Caulfield-Ski and Anderson again. Another -2 yesterday. Great game for Jake Evans. We see some flash of Tyler Pitlick. First game with the Montreal Canadiens. Not much. He played only 7-8 minutes. Pesada 5 minutes. Paul Biron score on the pass on Dvorak. About Paul Biron again. A second goal back-to-back. Couple of points in the last couple of games. Joel Armia not too bad, but not great, but not bad. He stay about that one over there. Overall, but again, Spencer Knight make a couple of saves. We have 3 breakaway, 1 for Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield won a breakaway about 250 times in the last 5 years. They play together, and it's funny to see Caulfield again Knight because they did so many times, right? And for some reason, Caulfield should have puck 4 or 5 feet over the net on that one over there. Anderson have 2 breakaway. 1, it was almost a breakaway. Still, he was alone, but it was covered a little bit more. The second one was alone, and the puck bubble on his stick. And by a good save was Spencer Knight with the glove. And then the rampant lick on the back door during the second period, I believe, make a big save On the right side was Spencer making sense at sprinting. Montreal played 40 minutes in my book. The first period was not there. They completely play, 16-14 the shot second period, 11-10 the third period. But again,
Yeah.
how the power offensive of the Florida is unbelievable. Two assists for Claude Giroux last night at his first game. Penn Chariot have an assist on the shot tip in front of the net by the Florida Panthers. And then Robert Agg also have an assist on the. So all three new players have a point like yesterday. Play only 13, 14 minutes for Robert Agg with his new team. But again, wow. What an how can you have Barkov, Huberdeau, and
Yeah.
Giroux? Imagine they're missing Aaron Ekblad right now at that moment. Would be really interesting to follow them for sure. But great W for the Panthers. They did what it was. They were rusty, missed a couple of game days, did not play, and would be interesting how they're going to do again Ottawa Senator tomorrow. And Montreal overall, but they play well. Overall,
Yeah.
they try to compete with a better team, of course. On the ice, you can see this, but never give up. Perseverance still there. They cut the lead from 4-2, 4-3 at the end of the game. They tried, but the power play struggle. I don't know what's going on with the power play. They cannot go through entrance at the blue line, and that stupid back pass behind. They're losing second after second. Yeah, other way to get there. When you go on the blue line, they are. Your winger are off. It's just I don't get it, but that's another subject about that one over there. We have a couple of people in the chat. We're going to catch up, Mr. Andrew, if you don't mind. Renault, he said, Coach, do you think no playoff team try harder during this game knowing the season is over in 15 games? I think so. I think they want to see their team, what they look like, everything like that. I don't see any players, team or player want to give up. Some of them play the season for UFA next season. They want to finish strong. And I don't see those players' team eliminate more we coming to the end. They're going to give up and everything like that. I don't see that one over there. Can I ask you what you think about the game tomorrow between Toronto and the Montreal Canadiens?
I'm still going to pick Toronto. Toronto needs these points. Now, I say they have to be extremely careful playing the Habs because, I mean, look how well we played. Even though we didn't have a perfect game, if we're hanging in with Florida, that's a little warning for Toronto not to take Montreal for granted. I do, however, think Toronto will come out on top because the dogfight there is so tight that all points right now are they're so important to each team now. They're for positioning. So but like I say, be careful.
Yep, so right. They lost the last game against Montreal Canadiens. So they learned from that one over there. We'll see how they're going to act, what they look like, Toronto. But they cannot come here, so it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for them, for sure about that. Odin got injured. It was a neck injury, said Jacob. Playoff team have to stay healthy and keep some fuel in the tank for the run. Yep, for sure. It'll be interesting what is going to happen in Renault for the next couple of weeks about that one there. Renault, là, tes questions, ask us. Sorry, left will low Saturday, mais recheck in the net. Renault, the team is not in the playoffs. Try to be a rough spoiler. Nolan Patrick, again, yes, Adam. Nolan Patrick, I don't know. He's just, every time he played, he got hurt. It's sad to see a player like him, second overall pick. And never been full healthy, never play a full season. And it's sad to see that, honestly, about that over there. Peter August asks your coach and Andrew, where does Winnipeg go from here?
They're in a very difficult position. I mean, yes, they're in it. But now, you got Vegas winning again as well. I think I honestly have to say, in my opinion, I think they're out. Because there's 2 or 3 teams above them. There's too many teams to catch. Definitely too many teams to catch. And we really got almost a slugfest going between 3 or 4 teams above them. And I don't think they're going to be able to catch that last wild card spot. I think they're too far off. There's teams that have extra games in hand in there. So I think teams like Dallas, who have extra games. That could come handy for Dallas.
He got knocked out last night.
Yeah.
It's sad. They have a good run for the last couple of games,
Yeah.
right? But he cannot go like last night flat like they did.
That's right.
You
Not
cannot.
again, especially,
Yeah, it's
especially
afterwards the bottom of the NHL right now, and you have whatever you did last week, and you score 8 goals, 6 goals, 5 goals. You beat a couple of game whereas people was not expecting it. Last night was they cannot lose that game because you have about five team. You have Minnesota, you have Dallas, you have the
yeah,
Kings, you have Vegas, you have the Blues, you have Dallas, and you have Edmonton. 7 of them played last night,
yeah,
and you
and
are
they're
in
not going to catch them.
control of your destination. Your destiny last night. You just have to win, and
That's
then
right.
move on after that, and then see what happening during the night. But you cannot lose
Yeah,
against Ottawa, and they lose
exactly.
that game over there with only 5-2 again, and Alabak was not great. Um, so what we go from there? This is a great question, Peter. I believe inside that team has something.
Oh yeah,
You have
yeah,
inside that team have some players like remember like Patrick Laney said when he got traded, he was bullying, it was bully, it was something's going on with Wheeler and Sheffley and everything like that. Can they play a big role or a big impact inside the locker room or something? Yes, something we don't know is going on inside of that. I believe
mhm,
me, they have to make some change, a dramatic change over there. The
I
trade
agree.
a star. Wheeler is almost at the end of his career anyway. Is it Max Sheffley? I don't know, but they have to figure out something. This is the end for Paul Stachny, by the way. Is it the team's
Yeah.
going under Pierre-Luc Dubois and build around this? I don't know. Nikolai Eller is another great. Kyle
Oh
Connor become a 40 goal, 40 assists, one of the first one in the history in the Winnipeg Jet. But you have to figure out something over there. You cannot waste the time with Connor Ellerbach. And the defensive is another problem.
yep.
They have to figure out something. If not, it's not going to change. And I believe you saw with Max Sheffley.
I
Sometimes you
think
have
you're
to
totally
make a
right.
name. Like, we complaining about a team need to make a big impact with a one specific player. Is maybe Max Sheffley.
Yep.
But this is over for them.
Oh, for sure. I think that you've hit the nail on the head, Shifley. And I would even think about Wheeler as well because of the age end of it. I think it's time to start building around Connor and Ellers more so. And I think if they start to put their focus on building around those guys, because there seems to be an attitude within the team, like you say, it's sort of similar to what we had in Montreal. There was an attitude that just wasn't good and healthy in the locker room, and they seem to have the same issue. And they, of course, like you said, again, they have the odd good defenseman like Stanley is going to be something, but other than that, they have to get more defensemen in that team that are on the upper echelons, right?
Yep, absolutely about that. It looked like the Masters start April 7th from Kelly. Um, the Master, I don't follow golf. Send
No,
Tiger Wood left
yeah,
and right.
Tiger Woods was my guy.
Um, just to acquire Jonathan Tays this summer and go from there.
I don't know if he's going to still be playing hockey, to be honest.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm
wondering.
concerned about Jonathan Tays.
I agree. I agree.
I would not trade for the salary he has if you turn that about that. What happened with Pierre-Luc Dubois? I don't know, Renault. Looking good for me. 25 goals, 25 assists, 650 points, and 64 game, Renault. I don't know what you mean by what happening to Pierre-Luc Dubois about that. Renault said, wow, 13 I show Martin Chemin patience. I think there. You talk about, I think he talked about Jeff Petrie, but I don't know the injury make an impact about that. Pierre-Luc Dubois, they like him. He's getting stronger and stronger. He have a good year, Pierre-Luc Dubois and Winnipeg on my book. I don't know if you agree with me, Mr. Andrew, but
He's having a better year, but Pierre-Luc Dubois, that's the one thing. I mean, this has been his better year. I agree with you there. It's going to be over time. Can he stay consistent? That's my issue with Pierre-Luc Dubois. his consistency. Can he stay consistent? That's the big question.
But for me, have a good year. He's none of the
Oh yeah,
first line. He plays second
yeah.
line.
I agree. He
You
did.
know, he's big behind Sheffley. We turn that. Um,
I agree.
I
He's
think
had a better
sometimes
year.
people expect too much about someone. You know, he's a 65 to 70 point, 75. You know, but again, he's a top five. I think it was the third overall pick. What kind of a
Right.
surprise everybody. But again, um, for me, have a good year. That's pretty much what I'm thinking right now.
I
No,
agree
no,
there.
Taze won't go there. I think he may retire. That's what I think about that one over there. Mr. Dawson, Sport Corner, back in the house. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Dawson.
Don't forget to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. Renaud, Petrie is not a traditional hockey player for his area in Maverick. He changed the way the defenseman play the position. He inspired McCarr and use area. Not at all. No, Renaud. Jeff Petrie is just barely a defenseman number 4 and in NHL. He did not change anything, any area. I don't know what he tried to. If McCall is inspired, I think he's looking more for Nicholas Lindstrom
Yes.
about that one over there. Petrie have no speed like McCall and Hughes. Yeah, no.
He makes a lot of bad decisions too.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to inspire, you have to look about for McCall Hughes. I think Roman Ozy was another one. There was maybe look about that, right? Victor Edmond is another one before that.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like, he back 10, 15 years ago, 12 years ago. No, not agree with that one over there. Mr. Danny T in the house.
Welcome, Danny.
And we have Mr. THG, Mr. Number 1 fans of the New York Islanders, who have an amazing, great game yesterday.
Yes, they did.
Where does Winnipeg go in the offseason? We barely touch about this, Peter, but I really believe they have to take a couple of decisions major about the top players at that moment over there. Max Sheffley, I think with Max Sheffley, you can get 3 great players over there in return. Keep Nicolas and Kai Corner. The defenseman is something you have to figure out over there. You know, they trade Jacob Drouba for the New York Rangers. They got Noel Pyong over there. I did not like the trade for Schmidt during the summer. Brendan Dillon, not too bad. They have to prospect with Logan Stanley. They have a couple of prior prospects. Cole Perfetti is a one right there, is doing well in the American Hockey League. It's patient. I think that's the key over there, Peter. But again, they have to take a couple of decisions. I think Mike Sheffley is a 1 year his contract, if I can recall it. I think he's over after that. So we'll be really interesting what happened over there. But it's an organization right now. They are between the waters, between the two waters. You have to figure out what you're going to do about that. Mana with 2 goals tomorrow, Kelly. How are you confident, Kelly, with Peter Marechek tomorrow night? Peter Caulfield a hat-trick tomorrow. Mr. Yamo Vertanen in the house.
Hey, welcome, Yarmo.
Do you believe they're going to fire the general manager over there at Winnipeg?
Not yet. Surprisingly, I don't know how he weathers the storm, but Cheveldayoff always seems to manage to squeak through, and I don't know how he does it, to be honest. I'm confused on that, but I think you're totally right, Coach. I think they have to change the atmosphere there, and it has to be with a couple of big guys that have to move, and they'll get a lot of drafts for the more prospects.
It's an organization very loyal.
Right.
The owner don't panic. They're always controlling because, like you said, the storm happening during the Chicago drama and saga a couple of months ago. It was one between, Joel Kenville, everything like that, and he go through the storm without nothing. Now, Paul Maurice left the building, honestly, and I don't see him get fired this summer. I think they will build him again 1 more year and go from there after that. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, you go through that. John Greger and the house.
Welcome, John Greger.
What about Mr. Paul Fulo? Sheffley to Toronto.
You can have him if you like. I don't want him. Not in Montreal.
Renaud says Sheffley to Montreal.
No thanks. No thanks. He's a talented player, but I think there's something with his personality. There's something that doesn't click right with him. His decision making, he's a little off the handle. Controlling him's another thing too. No, he's just. I don't think he's the type of guy we want.
He's a great hockey player.
Oh yes,
he's a
super
great, talented, skilled players.
Yeah.
But
I used to love him.
I'm not sure. I don't know personally him. You know what I mean? To said what happened, but I only know he's a great hockey player. But the problem, Renaud, is this part. Montreal cannot afford to looking for the players to trade at the. I would call them like a super elite. So I'm super elite for an elite or super elite for me. Maybe not super elite, it's McDavid, but elite players, right? It's a 1 point per game.
Yeah.
Sheffley, that level. And any player in NHL, look about 27, 28, 30 years old, you go to pay the price. I'm talking about prospect, an NHL draft pick at 3 players. And Montreal was not at that position right now to go that direction at that moment. Better to get a veteran players maybe for 1 or 2 years and learning everything like that. And I don't see Montreal spend their first round pick, a Cole Caulfield, a Romanov, or a player like that, and give up that because that's changed completely the plan. So
exactly,
and that's not going to happening about that one there. Yamo bring a good point. I believe Nicolas Heller have often injury. You're absolutely right about this, Yamo, but he's so much underrated over there.
Yes.
You never talk a lot about the speed of Nicolas Heller over there. And but he's a brown injuries, unfortunately, about that one over there. Renaud said Petrie and Poland over there. But you have to give them a Romanov. You have to give them a first-round pick, Renaud. Are you willing to do that for Sheffley?
Exactly.
Right?
I wouldn't.
Peter asked about St. Louis Blues. Fish or fold? Wow, I never not expect last night they lose against the Flyers. This is another, Jesus, another. I'm not,
they're a good team, coach, but it seems like there's just something missing from that team. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. They do seem to have a difficulty getting goals, to be honest with you. But their inconsistency, I don't think they did enough at the trade deadline.
Now I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the game at all.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing I know is Binnington in the net last night. Now, I don't want to start something here, but I don't know, and maybe some of you guys watch the game, everything like that. But they are better what we saw yesterday. The inconsistency of the last month, I'm getting worries about them. They are better what they do. They have Robert Thomas. They have Kiru. Kiru, guys, is 23 years old, and they have a lot of good things he said this morning. Kiru may be the best players. First of all, he's the fastest guy they beat McDavid, right? But he was said, they compare him to Mike Modano yesterday, where he can, with the puck, is maybe the fastest players. They have Tarasenko. They have Randall Riley. They have Brennan Shine. And they have also...
they got a good team.
They have an amazing great team. Now, they lost yesterday Tony Crook. Is it a problem? I don't know with that. They got Nick Lady, everything like that. But again, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Renaud, with a PLD, contract today, what happened to him? Renaud said about MICHEL, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Great question, Mr. Renaud, about that one over there. Pierre-Luc Dubois, RFA next year, 23 years old. He's going to 24 years old. 3 years contract, bridge contract.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Felix Dubois is a little bit like Elias Pettersson?
He's a bit. He's a bit. Yeah.
Pettersson signed a 3 years at $7 million,
Yeah.
7.5.
Oh, he'll probably get that. Yeah. I
So
think he
for
will.
me, if I was, organization and the players, I will look about Pierre-Luc Dubois versus Elias Pettersson. Now he said,
Yep.
oh, why
Good
not to give
comparison.
him $8 million? The problem for Pierre-Luc Dubois is he's going to be 32 years old when he finishes his contract with 33. It's a bad age to renegotiate another contract. It's better to go a bridge contract for 3 years, maybe give a
Yeah.
1 year UF free to Winnipeg Jet, get a $7 million, 7.5, and see go from there.
Exactly.
That would be the way I would see this, Renault.
Yeah. I agree.
Why do people want to knock me this morning? Pierre-Luc Dubois, Philippe Danault, 20 goal. 20 goal, 2021 goal last night, Philippe Danault.
Yep. And he fits in perfectly. I mean, they have a better squad, really, than what we had in Montreal. I hate to say that. And of course, we were under a bad system as well. So I think this team is built in the style that is perfect for Danault.
I need to breathe. You have two things here. Philippe Danault, it was all on a mission to cover everybody with Montreal.
Yeah.
Philippe Danault was on the first line for Montreal. And Los Angeles, he played on the second line.
Where he should be.
And does this make him to become a 20 goal? I don't know.
I think it has a lot to do with it.
If he signed with Montreal at the same contract he got,
Yeah.
do you believe he scored 20 goals with Montreal?
No, I really
Do you
don't.
believe he helping Montreal overall?
I think he would have started helping once St. Louis arrived. Yes, because St. Louis has affected everybody, but he could not work under the system prior to. And can you blame him? I mean, that system was affecting everybody's production. They just could not comprehend it.
Now, it's easy to say that today, but do you believe Barmajan should sign Danault at the money they request?
It's easy to say, like you said. You know what? It was if we had had the insight we have now, it would. Yeah, of course, it's easier to answer now. But it did. You could kind of back Bergevin a little bit because it seemed a little high of
It's
what he was
funny because
asking.
one decision could impact a lot of decisions.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Go back, go in the back, right?
You know what
We
I don't
signed Philippe
understand, Coach?
Danault, right?
Yeah.
We lose Kokanemi.
Yeah.
We don't have Christian Devorek anymore,
Right.
right? Because you have Danault, you have Zuski, and you can survive with Jake Evans and whatever after that. That's what would be the mindset with it. You maybe not go for Devorek over there. That would put a little bit more pressure. So you never know what could happen at some point.
I'm a little baffled though between you and me, with Marc Bergevin, because he was so heavy-handed in some contracts that he handed out, and then in a Danault case and others, he didn't want to give an inch. So baffled me a bit.
Thirdly, I would say to you, do you believe Danault does not want to play for Montreal?
I think when the news came out that slipped out, and I think it was purpose from Montreal's office that news slipped out that he rejected an offer. I think once that was done, it was over. I think Danault had enough. He wanted that private.
I believe Danault want to get out.
Yeah, but again, I think that affected it. You know what I mean? You leak somebody's private information out, they don't feel good about the organization anymore, right?
Yeah, it sounds like his contract demands are too much from Pierre-Luc Dubois, Renaud said. But first of all, when you are free, you have to add 10% of what he got. You have $5 million. Now he's going to get 5.5. You start from that one over there. So maybe they will offer him $6 million for 1 year, but you back a little bit what Patrick Laney did. So you limited Renault. You gave a Laney for Pierre-Luc Dubois. You had to trade the player a little bit better.
Yeah,
You have to throw him with a
exactly.
butter right there.
Yeah,
How ready Laurie was for head coach job because he's happening so fast.
that's a
Yamo,
good question.
go ahead. What?
I was saying that's a good question. I mean, he was a class act when he played, but I don't know how ready he was.
He was really ready. He had an amazing, great career in the WHL with
Okay.
Brandon, I believe. He had an amazing, great. He won a lot of championship over there. Then after that, he won with the Manitoba Moose with Pascal Vincent over there. Have a good run over there. Then he was assistant coach with Winnipeg. Like I said, they are really, really loyal. They know the guy. Paul Morris recommend him. Everything on that is really calm behind the bench. Everything on that. As a preparation experience, I don't see like a flag, right? A red flag in my
No,
eyes at that moment.
no. There's other
Now,
problems here.
you know, again, I feel you have something inside the locker room. And I
Yes,
don't
I
know, I
agree.
cannot point my, I don't want to point it's Sheffley, it's Wheeler. Yeah, something inside does not work. And I don't
Well,
know what it is.
that's the thing, Coach. Is Shifley was one of my favorite players in the league. I really loved his game, but in the last couple of years, and even in the last few weeks, months, if you want to, the stuff he's coming out and commentating on, and his actions are speaking a totally different thing. There seems to be an attitude issue there. I
Yep.
don't know what it is.
I really appreciate Dawson to hit the bottom. I really kind of you. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. Just over the head, Andrew. Don't hit on the head, Andrew, but hit the likes. We don't want to lose Andrew. I predict Vegas will win Stanley Cup. That enough will score Game 7 when he goes overtime.
Oh, that would be something. Never, you can never count it out. You got to get there first. You got to get in the playoffs. But boy, that's one hell of a challenge to try to even get out of the West and beat Colorado or Calgary.
I need to read again. I predict Vegas will win the Stanley Cup, and Dadano will score game number 7, winning goal overtime. Those kind of comment is coming from Nooner usually, and now it's coming for Yamo. So is it Yamo Nooner? He start to make you that way? What's going on with you, Yamo, this morning? Are you drunk? It's Friday morning, Yamo. I swear it's happy hours in Finland, by the way. But you never know. But we're going to keep that prediction, Yamo, and see what could happen about that one over there.
Yeah.
Danny, you're awesome, and Danny and everybody. Coach, how does Vegas bring down their cap now? What we heard this morning is this. Stone is not close to coming back. One is close is McNabb and Leonard. We question a lot Jonathan Drouin. I can question
Hmm.
myself too about Robin Leonard. But they have to
Yeah.
figure out something over there because the salary cap is a big problem
Yeah.
over there. And now, what I heard yesterday, Pachuti could be gone for a couple of weeks also now. So they're going to manage the cap with the injury they have. Um,
Yeah.
honestly, Jose, about that. So they maybe try to survive until the end of the year, and maybe pray they can make the playoff about that one over there. So honestly, the cap is at $95 million, and currently the space is at $1 million.
And
But
just a piece of information there, Coach. I heard two reports yesterday, and it was, from your group of insiders in the NHL there, Elliot Freeman, LeBron, that group of guys. They have said there's two issues that are coming up. The Dandino situation, from what they're saying, that there's a clause because it was such a mess that he could still end up if someone else has the right mix for him, in going back, and his list, that team is not on his list, that a trade still could be pulled off afterwards. I've never heard of that before, but that's what they're saying. And secondly, I guess the GM's meeting is next Tuesday, and they're supposed to. I guess a lot of the GMs are pretty upset with the way things have gone in the NHL with the Kucherov situation. That's the stunt of bringing guys back after, so they want to get a rule in there that teams can't do it. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, that enough situation is like, honestly, you can trade again tomorrow if you want to until the end of the season. Yeah, no problem that you can trade. The trade line finished, but you can consist trade after that if you have to.
Okay.
All right. The second thing about that enough is Ottawa. And I'm surprised that nobody gave them penalize Ottawa for their mistake about that trade. Because Ottawa never report the contract of that enough.
Right.
So
and the rumor is
right there. And I'm surprised they don't give him lose a draft pick, or they don't give them
they should
$200,000 or $500,000, something like that. But that clarifies something the NHL need to be sure. And they don't want to do it because they don't want to player expose their selection pick.
Right.
But yeah, no reason they cannot do a cap-friendly website.
Right.
Maybe not mention the name. There no reason they cannot see NHL expose the contract of the players and then see. Because you go there, you can see that you have a clause over there.
Yeah.
And they make that one over there. So it'll be really interesting.
They're supposed to come up with that. They're supposed to come up with
next week, honestly. And the salary cap will be one of the things they have to look about this for sure. And with exposure, because now you have too many teams take advantage of that long-term injury reserve term about that one over there for sure.
Yeah.
John Gregal said the Bruins got a big W last night.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised, though. I think I picked them, actually. I'm not surprised because, they're one of those teams. If a team's not playing well, one of the top teams are not playing well, they're still in that group. They're gonna take advantage of it. And something's not quite going on full cylinders in Tampa right now. So you've got a great amount of experience in Boston that they will take advantage of that. They will come out on top. So you can't count Boston out.
Yeah. Renaud, when we try to explain, is it Montreal, is it rebuilding or is it... because if you rebuild, Renaud, you don't try to get a super elite players and spend your first round pick, your second round pick, Cole Caulfield or Zuski or Romanov for Sheffley. That's why I've tried to explain to you.
Right.
He's a super elite, I understand that. But if you want to go rebuild, you don't go to pick a great hockey player somewhere else because you're going to destroy what you want to build.
Right. You're rebuilding through the draft.
You go there for 2 years, 3 years, and then you can maybe pick it up. Now you can select some players, older players. Now Wheeler to Montreal, then I don't see Wheeler spend that kind of money right now for Wheeler as a forward. He's not going to. You try to get what you don't have, and I think Renaud what they don't have is a right defenseman right now. If you can trade Petrie, that would be the one over there. Saint Louis have like a 1 or 2 shots on the first 10 minutes. He said, Yamo. Honestly, I don't fish in the summer. Back to something doing. Bennington was not very good for the St. Louis Blues. No, PLD is past his bridge. He was not signing a bridge contract. So he's not signing a bridge contract. I know he will sign 1 year RFA. So that's the way. If you don't want to sign a year contract, you will get. He had no negotiation, Renaud. So he will get only 1 year contract if you don't want to give him a bridge contract. Alexi, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome, Alexi.
Oh, we have Mr. Nolan. Welcome back, Mr. Nolan. Thanks for joining us. We are behind right now. Michael Rosenblatt. Michael Rosenblatt, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Michael.
Kekkonen picked Pierre Dubois before Juven in a final. Many laugh at this, but Kekkonen was right. Evan Pujjavi was better second coming up. You're absolutely right about that one. Economist did that one over there. That did the players. Pierre is Frank Pedersen. I demand for power forward like power. He would ask 6 years at $8 million. But if you do that, that would bring him at 20, 30 years old, about that one over there. It could happen, Peter, about that one over there. That would bring him UAB about that. 8 to 5 halves tomorrow. Nona said, Andrew make a huge understatement, calling just a bad system. About that, I don't know which one you talk about. Renaud, Bulgarie or KK on your team moving forward? That's a good question. Maybe Yamu can answer that one over there. About that one over there. Dano has always been able to score, especially at junior, but was made into a defensive specialist. With Michael, he could put 20-25 goal. The rip effect coach speak on. We don't care about all that, be the muffin, leaf, a girly jersey. I think Bulgaria has more scoring potential, but both players have a little weird system of game.
Yeah, Poliardi does have a little higher end right now, anyway.
Yamu said Bulgaria could be second line winger and Kokonemi maximum third line, I would said.
Yeah, I agree.
I can imagine Pierre-Luc Dubois signing for a dime less que the Zuski deal. Well, it's not the way it works. Like, it's not the you cannot, you know what I mean? Like, Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to compare himself with Zuski.
Yeah.
It depends. Now, if you go for 8 years, right? If you go with lower, you have to get there. Contract negotiation is all about comparable. Yeah, but you compare with who? Do you compare Pierre-Luc Dubois? He said, I'm at the same level like Nick Zuski? Or you would say, Pierre-Luc Dubois, I'm compared with Kokonemi? Or it would go with Ellis Peterson? It depends what you're looking for. Is it a bridge contract? Is it a long durability of the contract? Is it a pay consider him the best player after Max Sheffley?
Dubois, to me, is more on the level of a Josh Anderson.
You know, so that, all the stuff like that, you have to compare about that one. What are you going to do? No, in the corner, Sheffley is underpay. But at that, I think Sheffley, for me, he was is what, 20?
Isn't he 28 or 29?
Sheffley is 29 now. He's at $6.1 million. And I think when he signed his contract, he did 5 years.
Right.
No, he did 8 years.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was, he's going to finish in 2 years. He's going to be 31. So he was 23 years old when he signed. And 2016-17, that brings you about 5 years, right?
Yeah.
$6.1 million. He was expensive or not?
Oh, man, that's a good sign. That's a good signing. Right? That really is a good signing.
So, Sheffley, Renaud said is underpaid.
Yeah, he could have got more. No doubt about it. That was good negotiating.
Yeah. Renaud said underpay is another Tony D'Angelo. That was Vegas' comment was like a joke. I understand about that. I learned from the best. Known Colette Asham, Colorado to the Cup. Colette, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Colette.
No, Renaud, about that one. Coach talking to Danny Hammond is not being pleased. And thank you about that. What's up, gentlemen? Ben Franklin and the house.
Welcome.
Good morning in Miami. GM meeting in Miami usually is a Boca Raton, Renault, or West Palm Beach. Usually they go there. They never been to Miami because of the traffic and that. I'm still reading the yesterday comments, Yamo, about that one there. Now everybody started talking about the game tomorrow, so They back and forth about that one over there. Uh, accomplished so much more Kazuki in the league. PL, he said about that one over there. Um, that's all right. If you consider Pierre-Luc Dubois better to ski, I don't see that kind of that's fun players. You have a third round pick overall at Renault, and you have a 13 overall pick. So right away at the beginning, Pierre-Luc Dubois, he should do more like he does because he's a third round pick at that moment. And at that moment, I think Zuski is only 2 points behind Pierre-Luc Dubois. And that moment, I do speak to the full truth. Quiz time, Peter asking. We're getting there right away. I want to mention this before we leave, Mr. Before we go to this, is a couple of news in NHL about Montreal Canadiens. Look, Mailloure is going to be out for the rest of the year. He needs a surgery for the shoulder. He's going to be out for 4 to 6 months after he get a fight and something like that. So Mailloure out for minimum 4 to 6 week month. I'm sorry about that. Everybody, Kel McCarr, ex-coach he got. Everybody predict Justin Barron, one the great defenseman in NHL. He had the talent, the skill, the power, the shot, the skating, everything like that. Everybody, many scout, expert hockey said, can use, make a steal to get Justin Barron. We'll see what he looked like, right? But this has become really interesting about that. So Justin Barron is going to be that part over there. Mr. Jordan Harris play at 12 o'clock right now. The Northeastern is going to play right there on the NCAA. I predict he's going to sign a contract Monday or Tuesday after he lost today. So Montreal Canadiens going to get Jordan Harris the next couple of days about that one over there. I want to mention Sean Farrell got eliminated yesterday. Avar lost yesterday 4-3. Farrell have 1 goal, 1 assist, so congratulations for Sean Farrell, but not good enough about that one over there. This is the result of all the game last night. It's too late to talk about those 10 games, honestly. But you know already what's going on around the league anyway, most of the view. So you know what's going on. Barron is number 1.5 defenseman. Don't know pourquoi Pierre is a number 3 or 4. Peter, he can become a number 1 or 2, Peter, at some point. I agree with you. It's just the time to develop everything like that. So it'll be interesting in the next couple of days, years, what's going to happen for him. But you have the potential to reach that level. It's time for the quiz, Mr. Andrew. I believe yesterday, Ron win yesterday. I did not know who was winning yesterday. And I put Ron King as the winner. And it would be interesting. We have only 14 people right now. So maybe a chance for you, everybody, to win the contest today. We have a different question today. Strange question. The last one is an easy one. But the first one, the second one is really, the coach was like, wow, I never asked those kind of questions. But let's start in with the first one. How many players, Mr. Andrew, this season get $8 million a plus per season, and he has 25 goals and more so far in NHL? I'm looking right now for 11 players. Is it under or over? The players win $8 million and more, but also they have 25 goals this season. How many of them? The question is for 11 players. Is it over or under? Oh, I need to start the clock. Joseph said under. Yamu said Seguin is one of them. Renaud said under. Yamu said under. Jose Duardi said under. Danny said under. John Gregor said under. Peter August said over. He's the only one. Mr. Andrew.
Under.
All right. How many do you believe they have under?
I'm betting it's probably about 10.
10. And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, not many have scored 25 goals.
Oh my God!
It's 10, Mr. Andrew. You got it perfectly good. 10 players only have 25 goals and $8 million. And congratulations for everybody. It was an easy question, look like. I'm not going to ask this question anymore. Put this out on this one. Renaud says Jeff Skinner. I have 24 goals, I believe, Renaud. Alan Vianco said under. You got it, Mr. Alan. We'll give you that one over there. Don't forget to click on the like. That'd be awesome. Question number 2.
Oh my God!
The agent Wade Arnott represent 34 players in the NHL this season. How many of them he represent are under 1 million salary cap per year? The number we're looking is 18. Under, over, or exact. We have to find some kind of question. Renaud said under. Wayne Arnott. And please don't ask me who he is. I only know he is. Jose Duarte said exact. Peter August said exact. John Gregor said over. Alan Vianco said exact. Yamo Vertonen said exact. Joseph Laham, what we have? I did not have Joseph Laham. Danny is said exactly. I got it. Joseph Laham said under. John Gregor, he said over. I got it. Andrew missing right now. Mr. Andrew.
I'm going to say over.
Mr. Andrew, go for over. We have 2 over, 5 exact, and 2 under. Some of you's going to get it.
Oh my God!
And I'll be honest with you. It's over 19 players is over under 1 series. So, Mr. Andrew, you on fire right now. You are 2-2. You are exactly like John Gregor for the winner of the game today. We have many of you are 1 good answer. And right now, Peter August is 0-2. But we're not going to tell to anybody.
Oh my God!
Question number 3 of the day. It's easy one today. All right, that one is easy. Don't worry about that one. How many players have 5 shots and more last night, and their shot percentage was over 20%? 13 of them. They shot 5 times, and they are successful at least at 20%. The number looking right now is 13. Is it under and over? We better send the question between John Gregor, the answer for John Gregor and Andrew, because it could change the rest of the game. Renaud said under. Peter said over. Danny said over. Jose Duarte said over. Alan Vianco said under. Yamo said over. And Joseph Laham said over. John Gregor said over. And we're missing only Mr. Andrew. Now, Andrew, if you go under, you friend with John Gregor, you could win alone. If you go with him, you go with him, you win with him. But at the end of the day, you need to find the right answer. So what
I do
is
think-
your answer of this one? Under or over?
With,
13
with
player
the
we're
amount
looking right now.
over.
Over. So he decided to go with John Grega. Do we have other players went to under, was at 1, can come back and tie the game? This is the big question because if the answer is under, we have many players. If it's over, this game is over with only 2. And ladies and gentlemen, can Andrew Lepage for the first time have a perfect game?
Oh my God!
No! He's under with 12 players and Andrew and John Grega. Now we have Alan Vaillancourt. We have also Renault at 2. And Joseph Laham. Do he has this one to be sure I can confirm? Joseph Laham. No, Joseph is over. So Renault, John Grega, Andrew Lepage, and Alan Vaillancourt are the winner of the contest today. Come back with a W at the end. So they are the one with 1 Yamo, Jose Duarte, Danny T with 1, and we have, unfortunately, we don't mention his name, with 03, Peter August is the one over there. So congratulations for 2 of you guys winning today. Maybe Big Five playoffs starting through. We hit 3 and 3. Yamo said, congratulations for the winner of the day. Was an amazing, great show today, Mr. Andrew. We like your participation again today for the show. And we don't forget tonight, we are back at 9 o'clock. The panel, the expert of the Hockey National Show will be all together. We have a specific subject to talk about. And of course, all your QA is going to be mentioned with Renault and everybody else. So glad to see this. Yamo said, I'm happy with 1 and 3. You're absolutely right about that, Mr. Yamo. And we thanks everybody. But before we leave, we want to remind everybody, you are awesome. You
Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you tonight.
amazing. You
Have
are
a good one,
the
Coach.
best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, again for your participation. We wish you an amazing, great rest of your day. I will see you tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. And honestly, we thank for you again for your time you gave to us. So, an amazing, great day, Mr. Andrew Lepage in the house today.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your participation today. I look forward to see you tonight. Until then, we wish you an amazing, blessing day. And, of course, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only to dominate your day, of course, find a way to what, Coach? Dominate your 2022.
Here I stand by myself on my own. What if I lose all control and take a step out into the unknown?
Thanks, Peter. John Grega, Jose Duarte, Andrew Lepage, Danny
What
T,
do I know?
Luna, Peter August, Yamo
What's going on now?
Vassane,
Is this another breakdown?
Renault.
You and me, should I let go? I do really want
Kelly.
to know what's going
Four.
on now. Is this
Dawson,
another
four.
breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show.
Joseph Laham,
Oh, oh, oh.
John Grega, and many others.
What do I know?